Look, sometimes family, I think it is necessary for our leaders or everybody dealing with all these foreigners, Europeans, or I mean anybody that they are dealing with in terms of anything. I think there are some group of people in particular, they need to be isolated in particular because you see, when we say partnership and we say it is based on mutual benefit and mutual respect, but there are some people still who feel like they are God on earth and they try to manipulate the public and do things against you while you are trying to make sure that, you work with them on mutual benefit and mutual respect, but they are still trying to disrespect you. Sometimes it is better to just cut them out completely than you hear one thing. What is going on right now? A US congressman whose name is James MC Govern has called for sanctions against the people accused of serious abuses in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Just accused. When you are accused, no investigation, they just sanction you. Right? Look, some people like Business Insider, for example, is linking the story to how do you call it? How just 6 months after the United States and Burkina Faso, they had a health agreement which involved 147 million US dollars to help Burkina Faso fight HIV disease. These they are aid kind of things and thereabouts. So there has been that cooperation. We spoke about it a lot. All right. So that thing, they have been reviewing it. I told you how they review it. Things were not working because Burkina Faso doesn't want anything to violate their priority or their sovereignty. And so they review it to the level where Burkina Faso became comfortable with it and said, okay, we can allow this one. They are also adding money to it so that it doesn't look like somebody is coming to give them money. No, the money Burkina Faso is even adding, Burkina Faso is spending about 107 million US dollars, while the United States is spending about 147 million US dollars. So when you look at it, and it is actually almost the same. And even Burkina Faso is providing equipment and facility about 12 million US dollars adding to that. So they're also playing a role. So it's kind of like partnership, not help or aid. It's partnership. We are collaborating to do with something. So we spoke about that. And then now somebody wake up and say, you need to sanction the people because they have been accused without any how do you call it, investigation. This American, together with other American lawmakers, are talking about sanctions. That's the contradiction that make the entire story very interesting. Let's work together on healthcare, and then the next thing is we are concerned about human rights abuses and sanctions must follow. What is the meaning of that? That's why I say sometimes it's good you just cut people out and then you have some peace of mind. Now, according to this man, America worked with principles and blah, blah, blah. Now, but the question I want us to ask right now, very peacefully, is that we want to ask this question because it is very necessary. The terrorist, who is selling the weapons to them? When are we going to hear in the news that, oh, these terrorist groups, they are violating human rights and therefore we need to seize every means by which they get weapons? Is anybody working on that? Who is sanctioning these people that, look, you people, you cannot have access to weapons. So they prohibit anybody to supplying weapons to them. And has anybody ever been dealt with for supplying weapons to the T group? The T group who are actually terrorizing the people in the region, nobody is thinking about how we can handle them to make sure that we seize every channel that provide weapon to them. Nobody is with that conversation. But the military government who came on board and said, look, we are not going to allow this to happen. We are going to fight this to the end. And they took a step to protect their people. The military men or the government, when they come to you, that you say, oh, we need to sanction them because of human rights abuse. I will show you where they got the whole human rights abuse, the things they were quoting in terms of the human rights thing, right? It's just a document, this document published by these individuals. We will revisit that. If the government come to you that, look, we need weapons to combat these people because they are buying our citizens. You will tell them that you don't so some of the lethal weapon you can't use it because of human rights. The T group, they deserve their right to be protected, and you rather negotiate with them, but we can't give you weapon to go and be clearing them like bushmeat. You need to come to agreement with them. So they will be rather pushing for agreement with the government and the T group, while the T group is strengthening themselves, having weapon every day loaded to them, and they are using that to terrorize the people, buy people. They will go to villages and cause harm, and they go scot-free. Now the government who is trying to fight it, they are being restricted, they are being sanctions, they are being accused, they are being, hey, what is this? Sometimes I don't get it, bro. Now the government, they have then intend to parties or where they can get weapons from to fight their battle. Russia, China, and yourself, they've cut you out, but you are still trying to work with them because you saw opportunity there. And for it not to look like we make you a direct enemy, we provided a room where we can work with you on mutual benefit. And even before they got to this, they said it that they don't want to, get into the matters concerning Burkina Faso, how they rule their country and everything. They said it, right? But here we are, lawmakers are pushing that. Go after them. Go after them. Who is going to sanction their son in the Middle East? We don't know. They are providing weapons to their son over there, but no problem. Let's put that aside. But here we are, government trying to fix the problem. You are trying to suffocate the government. Look, this T group, the weapons they are handling is not coming from China, Russia. All of it is coming from the other side. How do they get the weapon? Can anybody take a step to stop them from acquiring these weapons? Now, how did they come out with these abuses and human rights nonsense that is coming on board here? The Human Rights Watch published document after document about Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. In those documents, they try to use ethnicity. So you will hear something like, the government is going after the Fulani community. Now, when you come to Nigeria, you will understand this better. Nigeria, they are also trying to hide it sometimes, but it's all blown out. When the T group will go to the community and then they'll buy people, they also set up a community somewhere, the T group. Then that community, what they do is that they hide behind cattle, not a cow. I always call them the cow engineers. They hide behind the cows. And you see them as Fulani community, they are there. So when they come and attack this village, then the next thing you hear in the news is that there have been clash between herdsmen and locals, villagers. So they use the word clash between herdsmen and villagers. Then we are asking the question that, what is the meaning of this? The Human Rights Watch, we work together with the NGOs, will go there, and then they want to provide assistance to the locals, because when there's humanitarian crisis, cash flow, yes, you understand, right? So they use the humanitarian crisis, they will come in and then they are supporting the locals. Then after that, they go to the T group also under the guise of visiting the Fulani community also to provide them assistance. And the defense chief of, the army chief of, how do you call it? Nigeria raised this issue that what is the meaning of that? He cannot understand this. That's why they decided to control the NGOs. For Burkina Faso, they sacked them all. They don't want to see the T group as T group. They want to see them. They want them to be recognized as Fulani community. So they wanted to create that ethnic conflict in there. So they go about that. The government of Burkina Faso buy some Fulani communities. Nigeria government buy Fulani communities. You see those things over there. This is not something about the Fulani community. So they are like the Fulani communities. They deserve a human right after going to buy people. So they made a lot of publications. This man was referring to those publications saying that these are accusations that need sanctions. So these days, it's no longer democracy. It is now official mob justice, where you practically be accused without any evidence and then we sanction you. So anybody can just wake up because they said they are human rights and then accuse the government, and the United States have the right to actually sanction the government. I am waiting. The way the Human Rights Watch is on the neck of the government of Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso for some days now, for months now, for years now. I am waiting for them to take the same energy to be on the neck of the terrorists, together with the media houses that are actually publishing in their favor. What are you doing about it? Can we know? Can you do something about it? Then we see that you are neutral. At least. You ignore the problem and facing the solution rather. You are fighting the solution to the problem of the people. I don't get it. I think it is time for, you see, sometimes, when we see our leaders in the Sahel and the United UN is approaching them, EU is approaching them, US is approaching them, that let's collaborate, and they are trying to accommodate them on mutual respect and mutual benefits with new deals and agreements so that they don't violate the country's sovereignty, whatever it is. It is to just make sure that we don't present ourselves as a direct enemy. You understand? But we are trying to accommodate you on mutual respect, on mutual benefit. But if the disrespect will continue, I think it's time to just end it all. Because it's not making sense. But it doesn't mean that the US is sanctioning them, but this is what the lawmakers are pulling out. But family, what do you think we need to do? Let me know in the comment section. Opinions are always different. Respect.